Yo, yo, yo. Yo, welcome to Power Plays Palace, man. We back again, man. Friday morning, you know. So, this is what we about to do. We're not going to prolong everything. So, let's get down to it. Let's get down to it. And let's look at the chart from yesterday. And then we can move forward. Alright, so on yesterday, man, we had a previous day high of 772.47, previous day low of 768.10, pre-market high of 770.10, pre-market low of 767.72. And what we was looking for, if the spot was to break above that 768.10 and hold above that 768.10, target being 770.10, and then we'll break and hold above that 770.10, which is the pre-market high, right? Then what we was going to be looking at is we was going to be targeting 772.47, the previous day high, then 774, 776, 778, and 780. Now, if we got up around that 768.10, which is the previous day low, and we couldn't reclaim that area and then we rejected, then we was going to look for 767.72. And from there, we was going to look at 766, 764, 762, and 760. And what we wanted you to do is be careful, watch for any false breakouts, and then be careful with these levels. If SPY is going into a level that you have set, and if it's going into that level or it's halfway past it or anything other than you entering at that level or selling around that level, then you need to be very careful, because it's going to affect, if you're doing your stop losses and everything, it's going to affect where you have to put your stop loss and how you have to play that. So be very mindful of that when you setting your levels. And so I meant when you enter and exiting trades. So let's look at the chart from yesterday. Alright. So as we can see, SPY was very eventful. Advertisement pop up though. At around 7 o'clock, SPY went and it got all the way up to 769.42. And from there, it pulled all the way back to 764.25. From 764.25, it worked its way all the way back up to 767, came back down to test 765 again. Then it went up, established a high today of 768.10, and then from there it started to work its way back, and then that was at 11 o'clock. Now the reason I started over here around 7 o'clock is because, with the tradings that they doing now, a lot of now they got options and everything trading early in the morning. So what you want to do is kind of watch all of this, because with more trading availability, it's going to be more people trading. There's going to be some different stuff going on. So we want to start watching this pre-market a little bit closer around the time they start opening with these options and everything. So that's why I'm going over this area in the chart. But as it came in, it set this pre-market low at 6 right here of 764.25. It pulled all the way back up, and it hit the 767 area once, came back to 765, came back up into the 768 area. Then it began to pull back. You had one more time when it went back to 766, and then from there it came all the way back to 762, which was the low of the day. So judging on when you played, if you play puts at around 11 o'clock mark on down, then you were able to benefit from the market really reversing and going down at that point. So you could have went from 768 down to 762. So looking at the chart. Looking at the chart, when it went up and it tested that previous day low in that 768 range, and then it rejected, Then you had the option of 766, 764, all the way down to 762. So you could have played that off that rejection at any one of those points, and you still would have had the ability to play the put side on that. So I'm gonna say that was a pretty good day to call that, and so that's what we got. And let's look at the chart for today. We have a previous day's high of 768.15 with a previous day low of 762.04. We have a pre-market high of 765.64 and a pre-market low of 764.25. Now, if we can get SPY to break above 765.64 and then hold with that pre-market high with the VWAP and everything, what we can be looking for is a little push up to the 768.15, the previous day high, and from there we want to target 770, 772, 774, and 776. And then if we get a pullback, break off of the pre-market high and a rejection, then we looking at 765, 764.25. That's that pre-market low. And then from there, we talking about 762.04, 760, 758, 756, and 754. It's just SPY going back after, a push up. Remember, when we in the all-time high areas where we've been at, it leaves room for these type of things to happen. So that's where we are with the SPY right now. And those will be our targets for the day. Now, what I want you to do is stay disciplined with your trades. Do not try to rush and get out of a trade. Get into a trade. Be safe when you get in and out of it, and then set up your stop loss. So let's get a good look at what's going on with the SPY in the pre-market. So overnight, SPY went sideways, pretty much stayed in the same general area, the 663, 662 area. But then this morning it has a little gap up. It closed the night at 762.88, but it opened up the morning at 764.74, and now it's established a pre-market high right now, 765.64, and so it's 6:56 a.m. We'll be looking for the market to start, trading options and everything around 7:15, 7:30 these days with all the new changes. So what we want to do is that's our pre-market right there. Once that open, then to me that's out of the pre-market. So you can see right now we got a little gap right here. I'll be careful if it doesn't push past any one of these previous levels, and it could reject and come back down and close that gap if it breaks through this pre-market low of 764.25 and gets into that gap. Then that's a $2 move right there, possibly $3 move that could be upcoming. So we'll see. But that's what we got for today, man. We're going to see what it look like. It's Friday, man. It's your boy, man, Power Plays Palace. Man, we'll see what it look like. And I'll get up with you later, man. It's your boy, man. And we out of here.